Hi, I'm Dr. Keith Ablow with another Pain-to-Power video. This one is about pain-to-power planning. What does that mean? Well, first of all, it means that we're going to note that planning is really important, and it happens before anything really gets materialized in this world. It may not seem like that's the case because so many of the things that we do seem spontaneous, but in fact, even minor things like when you decide I'm going to write this item, or maybe I'll pursue this business, or I think I'll call that person with whom I might get into a relationship, that's a plan. Okay, and you start to think through elements of it automatically. Either you're going to think through those elements in a very positive way, or you're going to be expecting trouble or resistance or wondering, can I really do this? Will this really come into fruition? I'm going to tell you, it matters a lot the way that you're planning. You got to plan for success. You got to take it very seriously. If you're going to do pain to power planning, you have to envision the future unfolding. I don't want to get too new agey on this topic, and that's not what this is meant to be. But what I'm telling you is that your envisioning success will make it so, or will help make it so, and not because it's a panacea that you envision, that you're like, oh, it's going to be so simple, it's going to unfold, the universe is going to make it happen. No, in order to envision it actually happening, in some cases the opposite will occur, because if you say, well, I really want to think about how this is going to materialize in my life, I'm going to change my career, or I'm going to defeat this illness. That may mean, listen, I got to delve deep to find new resources. I have to get the people to put this into play. I have to be very resourceful and very realistic about what's required in order to win. But if you've got the win part at the front of your mind, that's half the battle. Do I believe that that can change the course of what actually unfolds? I actually do believe that. I don't have any question in my mind that if you have deep questions in your mind about whether you really want to do it, whether it's really something that you can do, and if you don't respond to those by saying, you know what, let me get my motivations aligned, let me get my resources in hand, yeah, you're setting yourself up for trouble. If, on the other hand, you do that kind of an inventory and then you say, I want it, and so I'm going to get in place all of the different variables that will add up to an equation that works, then you have started to write the end of the story at the beginning. It's a story about winning, and some of it will be about going through trials and tribulations and trouble. Of course, that's the pain to power pathway anyhow. Expect it. In a way, embrace it, because there isn't any process that doesn't include that. Think about it. Is there a relationship that doesn't include trouble? Even if it, in its formative stages, when you think about it and say, hey, I'd like a long-term relationship, you're signing up not just for pleasure, but also for some pain. It's the nature of interpersonal relationships. If you think about a business, hey, it's going to run into hurdles. Those are part of the process. You're going to embrace those as part of the process and become more powerful by not avoiding pain. Don't avoid pain, and you've solved half the problem. So envision success. That will start to move mountains. But also, as you envision it, of course, you're writing a nonfiction story. So you've got to envision the things along the way with which you'll have to deal. And then, it's not so bad. You already thought, I'm going to have to deal with this. And then you do. And what happens? You become more powerful and you win in one way or another. By the way, if it isn't this relationship, you'll use that experience in another. If it isn't this business, you'll win next time. You can't necessarily know when the pain to power formula actually comes up with the solution of a lifetime. But you're working on that solution every day of your life. Start today.